Hey everybody, we're back with episode 13.
13, man. It's going by quickly.
It's going by very quickly. This was just a small dream that started in my basement, and it actually continues to be a small dream in my basement. So, yeah. but
It's okay.
but it's a small dream that we now share with 412 of our closest fans.
A lot of people we don't know.
A lot of people we don't know, which is awesome.
That's fine.
My uncle listens to us in Germany.
Oh.
I have my grandfather checks us out in Iran, so we are global.
We are going fucking worldwide.
Do you have any family in Italy?
I do.
They got to get on this.
I'll send them some.
They got to get on this. Do they speak English?
Some of them do.
Some of them
do.
do.
A little bit.
We might want to.
Broken English.
We might want to stay away from the ones who can speak English. How was your Thanksgiving, buddy?
It was very good. A lot of good food. Mama Monopoly cooks for like an army. So.
Oh, she's one of the best cooks
food.
ever. Anything.
Thank you.
I remember going to your house after just high school. We'd go back there. First thing we do is, do you guys want anything to eat? We're like, no. She's like, are you sure? We're like, yeah. And then she's like, I have some of this. We're like, all right, bring it on.
Yeah, let me cook you a bowl of spaghetti, basically.
Fantastic.
How about you, my friend? How was your turkey day?
It was good, man. I was relaxing. Didn't really do much. Had turkey, watched football.
American dream right there.
Yeah.
Had beers, American dream.
Yeah, had a lazy night, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, sounds exciting.
Yeah, it was a good time. Always nice to have that little break in the work week to
thank God,
pace yourself and let you know not everything sucks. We are in. The NFL season's winding down. I can't believe it's already. This is week 12 that's happening before this episode goes out, and week 13 is the one coming up. Only 5 weeks, 13, 14, 15, 5 weeks left in the regular season.
NFL season flies by, dude.
It goes by so quick. It's not
so
right.
sad.
It's not right. Which is why one of the reasons I'm hoping they do go to the 18-game schedule. I know it sucks for the players. They got to pay an extra game, but the same amount of pay. But whatever. They don't matter.
They're also making like $10 million a year.
So they don't matter. We matter.
Cry over their $1 million somewhere else.
Right? The AFC East, the division with the Patriots, Jets, Dolphins, Bills, is one of the tightest ones, not like as the division, but at the top. You have Patriots 9-2, Jets 9-2. Jets hold the tiebreaker. They beat us down in New York this year.
Shitty game, though.
Yeah, awful game. We didn't make any halftime adjustments. We were held to 80 yards in the second half. We need to play better. Revis completely shut down Moss after that one-handed touchdown catch that he had. And this time it's in New England. Both teams with the same record. With only 5 games left, this is huge. The winner of if the Jets win, they're 10-2, we're 9-3, and they hold the tiebreaker over us. So in fact, they have like a 2-game lead on us.
It's the biggest game of the season, I think.
It's huge. We have upcoming, we have to play Chicago, Miami, Buffalo. Miami, Buffalo, we can beat.
Chicago, too, I think.
I think we can beat Chicago. There's one really, really tough game remaining after the Jets. We have Green Bay.
Should be fun. Be real fun.
I'd love to see this as the Super Bowl. I'd love to see Packers Patriots. That'd be so sweet. I'm a huge Clay Matthews fan. He's USC.
I like A-Rod, too.
Alex Rodriguez? That's pretty gay.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Fuck Alex Rodriguez.
Aaron Rodgers, great player. He's a good quarterback. He's no Brett Favre.
Fuck Brett Favre. Brett Favre sucks, dude.
He's no Brett Favre.
Brett Favre was no Brett Favre.
Well, not anymore. Not anymore. But yeah, this is a huge game coming up. New England needs to win this, go one leg up. That way, that wipes out the head-to-head
Hell yeah.
Tiebreaker. Then the next one is division record. Both these teams are probably going to go 5-1 in the division. I don't see either one losing to Miami or Buffalo. So then that one's washed away. Then the next tiebreaker, I was doing research on this today.
I like it, dude.
The next tiebreaker is...
Busy at work, I see.
Yeah. The next tiebreaker is record against common opponents. They played a ton of common opponents this year. The only game is that we had different than them. We played Indy while they got Houston, which is bullshit.
Yep.
And we played Pittsburgh while they got... No. They also play Pittsburgh. That's in like 2 weeks for them. That's a huge game for them.
I think they get fucked up.
We have San Diego. They got Denver. That's bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's huge, and it's only because we finished first in the division last year, so we get the first in the West and the South, and they got second, which was Texans and Denver.
Well, too, I saw this the other day, is the Jets are 1-2 against winning opponents. That one win was against the Patriots.
Yeah.
So their schedule has sucked ass.
Yeah, their schedule is awful. I mean,
safe to say.
they lost that game against Baltimore in the first game of the year, and people are saying, oh, it was 1 point. The game wasn't as close as the score.
The offense was horrendous.
Awful.
Pretty sure Mark Sanders had under 70 passing yards.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a terrible game. LT busted a run or two, but that was it. Touching on Baltimore for a quick second, they went from, in my opinion, being the class of the conference
Oh, yeah, definitely team to beat.
to being like middle of the pack. Losing to Atlanta, to New England. I'm not saying either team is awful,
Right.
but that game against Atlanta, the first one on Thursday night this year, one of the worst games I've ever seen them play. I mean, the running game was just being shredded, and then Buffalo hung 30 on them.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive for Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. Buffalo Bill.
And Carolina they put up 17 on them. But this third string running back, I forget his name even.
For
Carolina, Mike Goodson or something like that. I think
something
his
like
name.
that, yeah.
He had over 100 yards on 20 carries against Baltimore. It's over
The
5
defense
yards.
was looking really scary.
They're looking rough, and up until this past week, Baltimore had how many defensive touchdowns do you think Baltimore had before this past week?
2.
They had 0
Wow.
before this
That's
week.
impressive.
They got both defensive touchdowns on the season this past week at Carolina within 11 seconds.
Oh, nice.
But
That's very uncharacteristic for Baltimore Ravens defense.
right, I mean, Ed Reed was out for the begining of the year. Yeah, I understand that, but you still got Ray Lewis. You
Still got
you
Chris Carr.
Tom Zibikowski's on that
Zibikowski
D.
was a monster.
I mean, Baltimore went from up, top, down. Then Pittsburgh was the team to beat, and we just totally exposed
Yeah, that
Pittsburgh.
was embarrassing.
And Miami should have beaten Pittsburgh. And right now, this game Monday night, New England and the Jets, in my opinion, determines first place in the conference, not the division.
Absolutely.
No, we have the inside track. If you look at the other teams in the playoff mix, right? I think we can agree the 6 teams making the playoffs. AFC is pretty much rock solid. Patriots, Jets, one of them is the wild card. Ravens and Steelers, one of them is the wild card. San Diego and Indy.
Yeah, I'd say that.
That's the 6
I'd
who's
say
going.
that,
If you look at it, New England's beaten Baltimore, Pittsburgh, San Diego, and Indy. They've beaten
And
4 out of the 5.
Very capable of beating the Jets.
If they can beat the Jets this coming Monday night, they would have potentially beaten every team that they could see on the road to the Super Bowl. And if they have home field advantage, they're not losing at home. They're not, what happened last year at Baltimore, we just weren't prepared for that game.
And we lost Wes Welker, too, which
hurt
more than people would
and
think.
we only had 1 week to prepare, and we had to rearrange our whole offense. I mean, look how our offense is running now without Randy Moss.
Yep.
Our offense
Smoothly.
has been so good. I mean, Brady he had a perfect QB rating the other day.
Yeah, he fucking was awesome.
Unbelievable. Branch is stepping up. Tate's been playing well. I would love to see Edelman get more involved, but
I wish he would, dude. But
I mean, he was such a big part of last year, and he's just been nothing this year. Just absolutely nothing. But
I just think they have too many options now. They have Branch, Tate, and Wes Welker all stepping up. You have Gronkowski and Hernandez both stepping up. I think there's just
then you got Woodhead out of the backfield.
Woodhead and Jarvis Greenhouse.
The law firm coming out of the backfield.
There's just no room for Mr. Edelman.
But it's good because it shows the depth. Like, could you imagine if Tate or Welker? I hope to God it's not Welker who goes out.
Welker.
I mean, somebody goes out. We have Edelman who's done it before. He can go in there. He can do it. I mean, we have our defense is playing better. I don't like how they started against Detroit.
That was sloppy.
And I don't like how they finished against Indy. Second half against Indy was bad. The first half against Detroit is bad. That chalks up to a full game.
Yep.
The Pittsburgh ended up scoring 26 on them. It was garbage time scores. I don't look anything into that. When the game was important, we outscored Pittsburgh. I think it was like 36-10 or 36-13.
Sacked Big Ben like 3 times. Too. Pretty good.
Pittsburgh will not come in here and win in January. Baltimore won't do it. Indy's never won here in January, and Manning's played up here I think 3 times, 4 times. San Diego, only way I see San Diego ever winning the AFC is if they have home field throughout. And didn't they have that last year and they lost?
I believe they did, and they had a couple years ago, the year the
Yeah.
Patriots went there and just destroyed them.
Oh, they just clocked them.
San Diego's time, honestly, I think is done. They need to get rid of Norv Turner and just don't.
Turner's got to go. Right now, aside from Manning or Brady, there's no QB I think I want besides Phillip Rivers.
I can see that. He's playing pretty awesome.
And not just is he playing good, but what I love about Rivers is he's got that Brady, like, not arrogance, but his leadership. He fires up the teammates. He's a first one to start, like, cracking the whip if something's going wrong. He's in your face. He talks a little bit of smack, which I like. Which I like, and he's a good leader. I mean, Manning, great leader. He's a silent assassin. Eli, silent assassin.
Possibly a dumb person as well.
Yeah, Eli,
possibly a frittata.
Eli might have one too many chromosomes going one way or the other.
Yeah.
But then you have people like McNabb, good quarterback. I don't think he's a good leader.
Especially not in the fourth quarter. We've seen that time and time.
No, that's for some reason Rex Grossman time.
That is true. Last 2 minutes.
McNabb, good quarterback. I don't think he's a great leader. Michael Vick apparently is a huge leader.
Hey, I mean, never throw an interception ever again.
Right?
Why not?
In my life. You have other quarterbacks, Roethlisberger, who, good quarterback. I don't think he can lead that team. He's been in trouble once too many times. He's had to make formal apologies in front of the team like 3 times now.
His off-the-field antics just prove that he's not a good leader.
No, and that's why he got stripped of his captaincy. The team decided to revoke it.
Deserved it to be.
Yeah, just get rid of it. And then you get in the NFC, who's good quarterbacks in the NFC?
Matty Ryan.
Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan. Those guys are good quarterbacks, but Phillip Rivers has that it factor. I don't want to see him win a Super Bowl until Brady retires.
Yeah.
But I think Phillip Rivers will win a Super Bowl in his career. It might not be with San Diego because nobody really wants to. They got to get rid of Turner. Jackson wants to leave. He's their primary weapon.
They need to just rebuild the offense.
Yeah, they need to make that team like appeal to everybody else. If they can bring in Randy Moss for 2 years, I mean Rivers would love to chuck in.
That would be a great combination.
Or bringing in T.O., especially after the year he's having down in Cincinnati.
Absolutely.
There's wide receivers out there that will go to San Diego. Those two will go. Torrey Holt already said he's going to come back. I don't think he's the same old Torrey Holt, but he's still good for 60 catches, 800 yards.
Yeah.
What other receivers? There's a couple of contracts coming up. Chad Johnson's up after next year.
Chad Johnson's playing horrible this year.
He's playing really bad. Really bad. Larry Fitzgerald must be dying to get out of Arizona. This poor guy. Worst offseason ever. And then, he loses his Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yep.
His, right-hand man wide receiver.
Ancon, yeah.
Which is the reason.
Matt Leinart.
Right? Matt Leinart, which is like the glue that kept that team together.
He was going to make them a fucking Super Bowl team. They was going to win that shit.
The only thing, I'm very, pissed about the whole Matt Leinart situation because he talked himself out of that place.
Oh, yeah.
And Derek Anderson got himself booted in the second game. That team would have been Leinart's. Shut your mouth. And
you're still getting an NFL paycheck.
Right? And Max Hall is now the starter for Arizona, who's awful. Awful.
Dude. It's horrible.
Matt Leinart's third string quarterback for the Texans. So sad.
He'll latch on somewhere though. I have a good feeling about that.
We have biggest game of the year coming up. Who do you have in it? Take your bias out of it. If you're looking at it, you're a fan in Jacksonville. I was going to say worst market. You're a fan of Jacksonville. You just like good football. You look at the teams, comparing, everything. I want to touch on this a little bit in part 2 because we're about to run over.
Should I wait or should I do it now?
I want you to tell me now, and then in the second part, we'll break it down the first 5 minutes.
Okay, great.
Who's winning this game, and who's your number one X factor?
The Patriots and Tom Brady, just because he's Tom Brady.
And because he has the most delightful hair ever.
Si, senor.
I like the... See, we're global.
As our friends to the south would say. Si, senor.
Very true. All right, we'll be right back with part 2. First 5 minutes will probably be on this topic, and then we'll switch gears and throw something else at you.
O's.
Oh, I like the O's. Sorry, I had to stop it. That was excellent.